Hey guys, what's up? It's Dan Weinberger here, CEO and co-founder of Morpheus.Network, here with another very exciting video for you guys. Today, we're introducing you to another Morpheus.Network new family member. First, let's say hello to our co-founder, good friend, COO, Mr. Noam Epple. Hello, sir.
Dan, thank you for that introduction. Great to see you as well. Having a great day so far.
Fantastic. Great to hear it. And while we're doing this interview, we're introducing you to our brand new account executive, the man, the myth, Mr. Matthew Stein. Matthew, hello, sir.
Hello, Dan. Hello, Noam. Thank you for the nice, warm welcome.
Awesome. Thank you for being here. Now, Matthew, high-level question here for you. Can you share us some of your journey in sales and also what motivated you to join us at Morpheus.Network?
Yeah, happy to. So I've been in sales for 15 years. I've been in supply chain sales. Spent the first 10 years with a company called Equitable Logistics. We did full truckload, LTL, intermodal, some international as well. During my tenure there was numerous President's Awards for all 10 years, $1 Million Club for all 10 years as well. Main focus there was really the large to enterprise accounts, kind of focused more on the retail, food and beverage, automotive, and some in the grocery store as well. So was there, saw that the industry was changing, technology was taking really kind of the lead in this sort of process in supply chain, and Echo was great, but just kind of was falling behind on that. So it got pitched by another company, competitor, to come join them called Transfix. They had more of a supply chain software focus, really wanted to make their integration for full truckload into a kind of global thing. Was there for 2 years, helped them bring about some new business, ranked within their top 5 in terms of sales there, helped bring about one of the largest accounts they had there, and then went to one of their competitors to do kind of more of an asset play. So focus more on the full truckload asset side as well. Still that technology piece. Was there for about a year and saw obviously the market again was still kind of changing. Clients were starting to really understand that they need technology, that they need software, that they need this visibility, they need encrypted data, they need all these things. And I found Morpheus.Network on LinkedIn and was like, wow, this is amazing. This is going to revolutionize the industry. Just as really, I kind of helped revolutionize and bring about the brokerage industry into the truckload world and the LTL world. I was like, I want to do this in supply chain again and do it with technology. So that's how I found Morpheus. I had a great conversation with James and another great conversation with Dan and Noam and was hooked. I'm beyond hooked.
Great to hear. Matthew, you've got some fantastic experience within supply chain. Can you tell us about trends in supply chain? What kind of trends are you seeing? And how do you stay on top of those trends and incorporate those trends within your sales activities?
Yeah, no, great question. So the industry as a whole, the focus is really technology and really software and integration. And there's really no visibility. The data is siloed, the systems are siloed. You got a WMS, a warehouse management system that is, for one warehouse and a different one for another warehouse. So, kind of putting it into different terms, you might have Apple and PC trying to talk to each other, and obviously they can't really connect. So, I see this kind of unique trend of needing to be able to connect these systems, to understand, to get that visibility, to be able to automate a lot of processes, right? Supply chain is really about reducing cost is the big hot topic right now. Obviously doing more with less so that they can automate processes is huge as well. And really to stay on top, it's a lot of, I read a lot of industry blogs, I have a lot of, friends and, business acquaintances in the supply chain world. So kind of stay, in text groups with them, little blogs or emails going back and forth. What are you guys seeing? What's going on in the market? That's kind of how I stay up to date.
Awesome stuff. All right. Well, the role itself as a sales role, an account executive. So Matthew, what key skills do you need to be successful in that role? And how do you rate yourself with those skills as well? Be modest.
Obviously I think it's persistence, a lot of hard work, a little bit of luck, some industry knowledge, and I like to say creativity, right? You got to think outside the box. So being modest, I mean, I don't think anybody's perfect, right? So I would say persistence, I will have to be perfect on that. I think I'm a 10 at that. The hard work, industry knowledge, 8, 9. Always a little room for improvement. And the creativity, I think, is probably like an 8.5, I'm going to say, right? You really got to think outside the box, right? These clients get a lot of different emails about different supply chain ideas, companies, ways to, obviously increase their revenue, get more visibility. So how do you think differently, and how do you show them that, hey, look, we're really different than everybody else?
I'd love to hear about one of your success stories, maybe a successful sale you had. You've spoken about how you're very persistent. Maybe you can share a quick story about how that persistence and dedication helped you land a big sale.
Yeah, so it's a good one. So I can tell you, I had a large retail client. They are based in the U.S., do some international. They move about 150,000 truckloads, intermodal loads, international containers. That's all grouped into one every year. And I called them out of the blue and did some research on them, found them online, called them, and pitched them on a different idea. I said, hey, I know you're having some problems, I bet, in this area. And it was an idea that they had no real visibility and no real understanding of when they were getting some of their product in that was on the cold chain stuff. So stuff we're talking like maybe candy, frozen goods, things like that. So I pitched them, spent about a month kind of following up, understanding their business, talking to them every day. They gave us one shot at one shipment in year one, in month one, and then that business kind of compounded. We ended up handling about 500 shipments about a week, which is large in the truckload world, about the time I left. And I can tell you that, the moment that really hit home for me was I was sitting in a meeting. I had brought my CEO of the company, their CEO was there, and a couple other supply chain people were there, and we're talking. And the VP of supply chain turns to my CEO and says, "You got a great sales guy here. This guy bugged me for 6 months every week with an email about getting on board and what he can do to help." And this email really set us apart from all the other sales guys we have that we were getting emails from, and we wanted to work with you guys because of that. And we knew he can email us so much, he can take care of all of our problems.
Love it. Persistence, man. You got it in barrels, so that's great. I was going to ask you, actually, just to show it off a bit. I think from the perspective of Morpheus, what our positioning is. We're middleware. We're pulling in data as required. We're creating all these different great automated solutions. If you were talking to someone in supply chain management that was looking to take on some new software, obviously our software, how would you describe this? Someone who's not so tech savvy, how would you describe to them the benefits of Morpheus or what we can do for them?
Yeah, no, so that's a good question, right? So I think really what Morpheus does is it simplifies the complex world of supply chain, right, into one user-friendly sort of system, right? So you can get your real-time updates there on where your shipments are, you can get insights, you get your tracking, you get your data from all your bills of lading, one single source of truth for the data as well, right? So, I really kind of break it down here a little more. The supply chain world is very siloed, right? You have, people who are sitting in one office handling international, and they don't know when their containers are coming in, and they're, getting product from where, and is it trusted? Is that bill of lading trusted? And, is the writing on the shipment trusted? So there's no way to really tell. There's no way to automate that process. So really what Morpheus does is they take that sort of process and, the process of sending that order to the international company that you need to place the order with, to getting it delivered, to, even saying, hey, I need to send a delivery bill of lading to another client. So it's really simplifying that whole supply chain process and having it in the power of your hands anywhere in the world.
Love it.
Matthew, can you share a bit about your plan over the next 90 days? You're new to the company, of course, and for your 90 days, what do you think are your primary activities are going to be?
So I want to do a lot of outbound. A lot of outbound outreach. Going to focus on a number of LinkedIn contacts that I have within my network. Reach out to them, explain to them where I'm at, explain to them Morpheus. I see a lot of areas there where they can obviously bring us on board and really help make some immediate impacts within their supply chain. And then I'm thinking really I want to focus on the food and beverage industry. They have a lot of high-level issues and a lot of visibility, and that's something that Morpheus is going to help solve. And then I kind of want to also tackle the retail industry, and I really think retail and even food and beverage, the grocery stores, a lot of visibility there, right? You're getting grocery stores receiving their products of milk, and they need to know where they're coming from. Was the temperature right? Was there any issues, any variations? And right now, there's not a lot of visibility into that. So I know Morpheus can definitely help. And that's really kind of my target. I see, obviously, within 90 days, we'd love to open up some accounts. I think pitching some of these enterprise guys take a little bit longer, but we can do it. Hopefully, we'll get them to see the light of day a little quicker, and they'll come around. But I see a couple of mid-size, some large accounts, and maybe even 1 or 2 enterprise accounts in the first 90 days.
Fantastic. One more question I have for you. This question, I'd like to talk about the future and where you see the supply chain industry as a whole in the next 5 years, as well as the company. Where do you think or hope or anticipate our company can be in 5 years?
Yeah. Supply chain, obviously the hot topic right now in not supply chain is IT, is AI. And I think AI is going to start coming more into play within supply chain. I think you're going to see people using AI to predict delivery, predict visibility, predict how much to order. And it's definitely, I don't see it helping with the data that, the blockchain data that Morpheus does. I don't see AI kind of getting in there. So I think we have a unique niche there. That's going to be great. So I see it, really kind of more technology based, right? You have a very older population who was in the supply chain roles who kind of, 15 years ago, we're still using fax machines. We're still kind of just like, mail that to me. So it's kind of changed, right? Those people are starting to kind of get pushed out, and this new generation's coming in who's taking over, and they want that automation. In terms of where I see Morpheus, obviously I see us being this key player in siloing these data sites, right? Bringing together pieces that really didn't play well. I know from a supply chain understanding, you have these different sort of siloed systems, right? There's SAP, there's an ERP system, there's this system, there's this manufacturer that, uses this system. And, just trying to get these systems to talk is just something nobody's doing right now, right? This middleware piece is just going to revolutionize really supply chain, right? Being able to have, any system you want and talk to any other system you want is revolutionary. So I see Morpheus growing and being really the leader in getting these systems to talk and people to come into us saying, hey, we need an integration with this new up and coming system. Can you do it? So that's where I see us. And I see us having, a good sized sales team and hopefully managing that sales team and helping them sell Morpheus to new clients.
Amazing, Matthew. Yeah, we're super excited to have you on the team. We love how motivated you are. We love your I'll tell you guys, behind the scenes, it's like a daily thing where Matthew, he's still training. He's still learning about our solutions. He's like, I want to sell right now on a daily basis. He's like, let me out there. So I can't wait to let you out there, and we let the dogs out. It's going to be one of those situations where I'll be barking and cheering you on. So super excited to have you on the team, of course, Matthew. Noam, anything else you wanted to say to the community as well about Matthew or about anything else, really?
Oh, so much to talk about. How will I use this spot? Matthew, I'll ask you one more quick question. Holiday plans. We are approaching the end of the year and holiday. What are you up to for the holidays?
Yeah, so I'm taking some skiing. I'm out here in California. So we usually get a little bit of snow, not as much as you guys, up north, but a little bit. So thinking that. I also have a young son, so going to hang with him. I'm thinking taking him to maybe a park. We got a couple play dates planned and even a exhibit I'm taking to. He loves cars. I'm taking him to the Automotive Museum out here in LA.
Amazing. Very
cool. Yeah, I'm headed down to Miami with my family. So excited to spend time with my son, of course, as well. One thing I will say, Matthew, you touched on AI. I don't like to reveal solutions before they're actually, out and live in production. We have such a sick generative AI solution for supply chain that I can't wait to release, demonstrate for everybody. And yes, Matthew, allow you to sell as well at the right time. So, but it's in the works. It's on the last stages as well. So super excited about that. 2024 is going to be amazing, guys. You're going to hear lots more, obviously from myself and Noam, but you hear lots more from Matthew as well. If we didn't cover something that you want to hear from Matthew, have any questions for myself or any questions for Noam, anytime, guys, reach out on Telegram, email, doesn't matter. We'll get back to you. And of course, guys, as always, have a good day.